worst journeys back home was the exodus of migrant workers in India at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. They chose to go on an adventurous journey back home. No, they were driven by compulsion, the compulsion of survival. It's so hard to believe that a country which has launched so many satellites into space and boasts of military might failed 93% of the total working population of the nation, which actually builds us. Despite there being a few loopholes in the laws benefiting migrant workers in the country, it's hard to believe that such loopholes could cause an exodus. So what caused the exodus? What drove it? After a little retrospection by a common man, it can be understood as to what drove the exodus was apathy. Apathy on the part of the government. Apathy that stems from an attitude of indifference towards poverty. The government did not even maintain the data reflecting how many migrant workers died during the exodus, when a website run by 4 individuals had such data. Moreover, the government failed to foresee the plight of the migrant workers who had no other alternative but to return to their hometowns in the absence of their livelihood. Even a simple trip to the marketplace entails meticulous planning. Then how could a nationwide lockdown miss an exodus? Only after certain sections of the opposition began to lobby in favor of construction workers did the government, instead of planned action, resort to apathetic reaction of arranging transport plagued by confusion over the sponsoring of fares and apathetic, undignified distribution of food and water over the journey. When the government of the day could exhibit its strength by arranging 4,450 Shramik special trains for the migrant workers to reach their destinations, only after the hue and cry, the question arises as to why only after the hue and cry? Even as our migrant brothers and sisters died in road and rail mishaps on their deadly journeys back home, the government and the opposition squabbled relentlessly over who should be credited for arranging the transport. A recent report of the Economic Times tells us that 10% of the total migrant workforce hasn't reported back to work after the first and second COVID-19 lockdowns, and this suggests a clear loss of faith in the economic development goals so flamboyantly sold by the government of the day. So why was there such apathy? Why such indifference in the first place? Could there be a more valid reason than the lack of education and awareness in the rule and the resultant presence of an attitude of impunity in the ruler? Doesn't it appear that the government of the day perpetuates its own existence by sustaining ignorance and disguised illiteracy in the citizens? Hence, what is the use of having numerous laws for the benefit of the migrant workers when the very beneficiaries are uninformed? It's like having 5-star food prepared for the poor and never inviting them to even taste it. We need to concentrate on development. Development is not how technologically advanced we are. It's how much of this we manage to bring on the faces and in the hearts of the poor. We need to eradicate the poor. No, we need to eradicate poverty, not the poor. And that is the true reflection of socialism. Thank you.